Hello guys, welcome. I am Samantha the Introvert and today I want to give you my personal recap on episode 3 of The X Morning. So without further ado, let's get into it. This episode will give us a travel back in time to see Potter P was never a moody person. In fact, back then, Potter P was kind and basically one that would be a big pushover. But looking back, I see why he is the way he is. Now I don't blame him because sometimes in life you need to be strong to get through in life. So, anyways, whenever he could not get the work done, he will go to Tamtawan. Tamtawan will be the good boyfriend and help even though they are not working in the same place. Back then, Tamtawan told Patapi that he needs to stop being nice because that is why things were the way they were. Patapi, you need to stop. Patapi then got an exciting phone call saying he will be finally going to do a field work. Patapi is interviewing this old woman about the flooding she's experienced, and that got Patapi emotional. Because of his emotional moment, he got likes and that got him many fans. Because let's be real, you never see a news reporter got emotional about anything. And because of that moment, he gained himself an award. But even with that, Patapi still looks sad. And trust me, I will let you know why later down in the recap. Now in the present, and Tamtawan is trying to get a cameraman for a Patopi, and that very person is the one that was with Tamtawan in his first interview. That man filmed Patopi at that day when they interviewed that old lady, yeah. But due to his temper, the man does not want to do any work with him. No one else either. So they went to Young and asked if they can go outside and find someone else. But Young said they can't because they do not have that money for it. Plus, the people in the companies, if they work with them, it's kind of like saving their own money. Then Young said he hired a co producer, and she turned out to be Young's younger sister. But I believe it's Young saying that he has no budget left for any real co producer. Plus, the younger sister is like a big fan of both Patapi and Tamtawan, so win is a win. Homegirl is a true fan because she knows a lot about them. Maybe Young told her about them. This is why I noticed that Young did tell her about them because she was about to tell them about the day why Patapi was sad and on his first interview, but Tamtawan stopped her. Don't worry, I will tell you soon. Then later, Trina came to Tamtawan, and Tamtawan revealed that he knows that Trina is the reason no one likes Patapi or wants to work with Patapi, but Trina denies this. Tampa said he wants to borrow some of Trina's co-workers so they can help Patapi. Trina then made a deal saying he will help Patapi gain back his respect if Patapi works for Trina for a week. But Tamtawan knows Trina might want to take revenge, so he doesn't want to agree on that deal. But Patapi came and agreed on the deal instead because he overheard them. It is a big challenge, but Patapi is not one to back down. Tamtawan should know that Patapi may be this cranky person in front of him, but deep down he still is the hardworking, determined person inside. Patapi inside doing his first task that Trina gave him, but I'm the one who is just observing is pretty much distracting Patopi. Again, we in episode 3 and I need to know why Tamtawan left Patopi because clearly they love each other. I love how Tamtawan always teases Patopi even though Patopi acting like he doesn't like it. He secretly loves every moment of it. Trust me, if Homegirl didn't come in, then Tantawan may have gotten play more. Okay, Potapi presented his work to Trina, but in front of everyone, Trina told Potapi he did so much wrong and told him to go do it over, basically embarrassing Potapi. Tamtawan saw all this from a distance, but he could not do anything. Tamtawan went to Young about Trinat, and Young then suggested he has someone that can help who flew into the country. Everyone meet Keoki. She is Young's ex. So many exes in this drama. But not just any ex. They once dated to the point where they were about to get married but never did. And by the way, she knows about Tamtawan's relationship with Patapi and how they broke up. It's funny how they are all exes but they still working together. They at the storage room to find Keoki, but young sister said she doesn't want them to work with her because she is her brother's ex. Tantoine said he wants to try for them to work with Patopi because no one else will, and that Patopi was never like this and he's not sure why he's changed. But Kayoki told Tantoine and looked at him and said he is the reason. Trina really got poor Patopi working late, but right now the printer is not working. Because of that, Tamtawan went to help, and immediately Patopi got flashback to the exact place when the printer didn't work, and here comes Tamtawan to the rescue. They were so loving, and Patopi was so cheerful and cute. Patopi still is, but he doesn't show it that much. Now we are in the present, and Patapi not acting very kind towards Tamtawan, but Tamtawan knows how Patapi is. Let me go off topic here because this is just bothering me. The very most. The cup was. It has liquid inside, and yet Patapi tilted it in a way that everything could have poured out. What kind of physics is that? I love that even in the late night, Tantawan never left. It's the morning and Patapi went to show Trinat his work and still Trinat is still not satisfied. Like, I want to punch him. Trinat, I need to punch you because Patapi spent sleepless night to do it. And even with all this humiliation and constant tease from Trinat, Patapi held his cool. Then, after the work is over, Trina told Patapi that the company is holding like a gathering and he wants Patapi to dress up to like they're gonna perform there. So he wants everyone to do that. Now, Patapi was so excited he agrees. But after Patapi left, Trina gave a sinister face, which means he has something planning. Patapi then told Tamtawan and Young's younger sister the invitation to this gathering, and by the look on Tamtawan's face, he knows Trinat is nothing good and he's up to something. Now, every time Tamtawan gets closer, Girl is going crazy with her fangirling. At Patapi's home, because Patapi wants to be cooking at this gathering, Tamtawan decided to cook the mackerel that Patapi likes. Plus, his mother always gives him that, but Patapi does not know how to cook it, so Tamtawan does. It's evident that we're mostly gonna go through back and forth, throwback, past, present, everything in one with Patapi. In the flashback, Patapi and Tamtawan is eating up the mackerel. I can honestly say anything or any details they've been done doing in the present will spark up some flashback. They started talking about the future. Well, Patapi was the one that's talking about the future, but Tamtawan made a comment saying because next day is Patapi's first interview and he must stop and not think about anything and just focus on himself in that moment. Okay, we at the event and Trina wasted no time to get his Patopi and the costume. Tamtawan was trying to talk to him, telling Patopi that he should refuse the offers. Young sister saw Young so comfortable with his ex after they broke up, but Young told his sister not to be upset and that there were times when his ex stood in line for a ticket for her sister's favorite artist, and the sister never knew any of that. They went on stage and was performing, well, kinda, cause Patapi didn't know what they were performing, but he was being in the center. Then they took up a bucket and poured what I believe is coffee. Patapi, as this was the revenge that Trina wanted, but the thing is, he chose to do it in public. That was why. Again, Tamtawan can only stand away and not do anything. Tamtawan went in the bathroom and saw Patapi and told him that this was the one thing that he was trying to warn Patapi about. Then Patapi tearfully told Tamtawan he doesn't want to hear anything from him because the reason he is the way he is because of Tamtawan. Now remember the first interview? Well, everything started and Patapi changed on that day. On the very day when Patapi needed Tamtawan, he got a text from Tamtawan telling him he wants to break up. Now I get what Patapi meant when he said that Tamtawan treated him like shit. Breaking up over a text is the worst way of coward. Now remember the tears he shed? It was never because of the sad story that old lady told him. It was because Tamtawan broke up with him and left him. Hearing this, Tamtawan apologized, but Patapi told him he doesn't want the apology. He wanted to know why Tamtawan left and why he came back, but Tamtawan never told the answer, and he never is gonna tell him now. But the day Tamtawan sent the breakup text, he was at the airport, which means this was not a choice that he wanted. But I guess he knew if he had stayed in the relationship and currently go somewhere, Patapi would not be the way he is right now. Young sister and Tamtawan went back to the cameraman for help, but they refused to help because Patapi's popularity is not as high as they want to, so they're not gonna get much pay either. Seeing how desperate they are, Kayoki agrees to be their camera woman. I love the way that Tamtawan smiled and looked at Kayoki and the little sister of Young because he sees the future with them. Let me find out that Kayoki broke up with Young because of the sister. Then we see Tamtawan finding Patapi eating on the rooftop all alone. After telling Patapi about having a full team, Patapi gave Tamtawan his name tag, then told Tamtawan that he should never disappear again. Okay, guys, that is the end of my recap on episode 3 of the X Morning. Stay tuned for episode 4.